Hey everyone, so I really wanted to make a quick reaction video. I've been sick the last few days here, but I still wanted to get this video out. My voice is weird as it is, but now I'm sick, so it sounds even weirder. But I'm just gonna push through it and make this anyways. I noticed that Jasper has just released a crazy confrontation at my BGC Condo today video, and so I was curious, so I went ahead and clicked on it, and I, recently I have not had a lot of time to be looking at Jasper videos or reacting to them, and it looks like no one has, because I don't think he's gotten 3,000 views on any video that he's released in the last month. I think it looks like he's hiding a lot of them behind his members only when they do poorly, and now he's getting a little ballsy and kind of keeping them on. Even when they're, at 1.2 thousand over the last week. It looks like his age gap video did that. So no one really has time for Jasper. It would seem even, his 36.5 thousand subscribers that he has right now, even none of them are watching. So, but I wanted to get a quick reaction to this video, and I'll go ahead and play it, and I'll stop and I'll react to some of it. I watched it, and it was just, this guy, I think it's so clear that this guy has some serious mental issues. Seriously, this guy is so paranoid and such a control freak that either he's exaggerating to make the story seem, worse than it is, or this guy is just insane. Seriously, I don't know which one it is, but let's watch it, and maybe you can decide.
So I just had a crazy confrontation at my condo. Basically, I've never had any issues there, but today was the end of that. I know that you guys know that I have a lot of haters, and a lot of American guys really don't like me for the rawness of my videos and being banned from live streams and stuff like that. But this was definitely an unexpected situation.
It's not just Americans that don't like you. It's everywhere. People everywhere do not like you. And it has nothing to do with the rawness of your videos. It's that you consistently put out terrible information, and then you start putting out information on things that you have no experience with whatsoever, and it's incorrect, or it's making a ton of assumptions or using stereotypes to sort of fill in your lack of knowledge. So you just sort of do that. It's like you're sitting at home Googling and then acting like you're some sort of authority on the subject. So that's why people don't like you. You're very abrasive. You can't take any type of criticism whatsoever. And you're imagine having a second chance at like 45, 46 years old, whenever you started your channel, having a second chance and being able to start sort of your life over in a new place, and a fresh, clean slate, and still nobody likes you. You didn't have friends, and your family hates you, in your previous quote unquote life. So you had a clean slate, and then instead of like, oh, okay, well, let's best foot forward here. Now everyone still hates you. Everyone continues. All the people on YouTube now hate you. So, it has nothing to do with your quote unquote rawness. It has everything to do with your terrible, shitty personality, and your lack of knowledge, and your you pushing that you are some sort of authority on a subject when you know almost nothing about what you're talking about. And you're not very smart. You're not very smart, so you can't even really bullshit your way through things. You get caught up in so many different lies, or so many different things that you just know nothing about, that you can't even properly lie. You just speak confidently, and there are certain people who seem to believe you, who don't seem to be that intelligent. But other than that, everyone sees through your nonsense. So that's why we don't like you.
Where I was actually just taking my trash out, and there was a worker that was essentially walking by, and he said, sir, and I couldn't understand what he was saying. I guess he was speaking in another language, or speaking in Tagalog or Bisaya or something. And he said, sir, and I didn't really understand what he was saying, so I closed the door. And then, or actually, no, I didn't close the door. He was saying something, and then I was not understanding, or I was like brushing it off.
You were not understanding, or you were brushing it off when one of the workers was trying to communicate something to you. That's your response to that? Like, instead of like trying to communicate with the person and even saying like, oh, I don't understand what you're saying. Yeah, I'm brushing it off. I don't care what you have to say. Like, I don't know. I can't imagine it was extremely important what the person was trying, but like, that's how you interact with people? Like, that's your response? Like, oh, you're speaking in the language that is common here in a country that's not my own, and I'm going to just brush you off because I don't understand it? I don't know. It's just pretty weird to me, man. Like, it's like you're 47 years old and that's the way you're acting. Like,
and then my girl, I don't know if you guys have ever seen the video that went viral with Ivana Ilawi wearing like a sando. I'm not sure if I've seen it, but anyways.
I'm not sure if I've seen it after just going on a little rant for that. What are you talking about? Why would you even... have you guys seen that video? I haven't seen it. Okay. Good point, bro. You're talking in circles. This is what happens when Jasper is lying, okay? So he said, I closed the door. Oh, actually, I didn't close the door. And then he goes into this, I'm going to talk in circles for, 10, 15, 20 seconds to regroup my brain because I'm not smart enough to lie properly. So now I have to speak in circles while I regroup because I was just putting myself into a corner here, and I need to come up with a better way of telling this story. So basically, this is what this is. And you can just see, he does this all the time. So now he's talking in circles. And have you guys seen this video of this person that you've never heard of? I haven't seen it. Okay. That's great information, Jasper. It's just a way for him to regroup his brain, because he's not smart enough to lie properly and fix himself on the fly. So this is what he does. This is how he fills the gap.
There's a video with Ivana Ilawi that went kind of viral where she's wearing a sando. I think it was her first introduction to the internet or whatever. And basically, let's just say that my girl was not appropriately dressed. So she was wearing a sando and that's it, basically. Or, a sando and nothing underneath.
So basically all of that for Jasper to say, oh, she's wearing one of my shirts, bro. She's wearing one of my shirts and she's not appropriately dressed in the condo. Okay. You could have just said, yeah, she's wearing a tank. She's wearing one of my infamous black tanks that I wear in all of my videos because that's all I wear. And she's wearing that, and so she's not appropriately dressed to leave the condo.
So the worker was attempting to speak through the crack of the door. Like, my door was still cracked, I guess. And he was calling in going, ma'am. And I guess he was attempting to speak to her regarding his message.
You guess it was still cracked, or was it cracked? I mean, if this actually happened, you should know that, oh yeah, so the door was still cracked. Why you would close the door and not close it all the way seems weird, especially if a guy's trying to talk to you and you're just blowing him off. So you just close it sort of a little bit, and then you walk away? What are you doing here? This doesn't make sense the way you're telling the story here. But okay, let's assume that your actions are this dumb and that you just didn't close your door all the way while attempting to blow someone off, and he's trying to talk through the door. Okay, so what's the problem? What's the issue here? He's trying to communicate, and he saw, oh, there's someone here that might understand me. Let me see if I can speak with her and say what I need to say. What's the issue?
But in America, this would have gone much differently. But keep in mind, I'm not a Filipino, and I'm a guest here. So I was trying to keep my cool. But he's saying ma'am to my very attractive girlfriend that's half-dressed and I'm half-dressed. And
so you're half-dressed, but you could walk out into the hall and take the trash out, and the door was only cracked. He's obviously not trying to peep it. He's not peeping. Like, he's trying to just communicate something. So what was the point of not saying, hey, okay, yeah, what's going on? Like, why couldn't your girlfriend, your girl, why couldn't she say, yeah, what's going on? Why couldn't you say, hey, yeah, what's wrong? I'm failing to see what the disconnect is here. And you saying, oh, this would have gone down different in America. What, tough guy? What are you talking about? What are you even talking about? You're acting like this guy is just, oh, he's being so disrespectful and I got to check him. And oh my God, he's trying to talk to me. Who does this guy think he is? This worker in this building. Who does he think he is talking to me? He's trying to talk to my girl, my very attractive girl. Oh my God. Are you fucking kidding me, dude? Are you serious? This is enough to trigger you? You have issues, dude. You have serious problems.
anyways, I slammed the door because in America it would have been much worse, but here I usually try to just get out of the situation. So that's exactly what I did. I slammed the door. So then he kept ringing the doorbell over and over again. And I was ignoring him because I don't really have anything to say to you.
What? Clearly he's trying to communicate with you. A worker in the building. I don't have anything really to say to you, so I'm just going to ignore what you have to say. I don't need to listen. You're like a child. This is a child here. This is not a 47-year-old. This is mentally someone that has not progressed past the age of 13. This is not an adult we're dealing with here. The fact that he's acting this way, are you serious? You're just, I don't have anything to say to you. I'm going to ignore you now. I don't need to listen to you. Are you kidding me? You're a child.
So then he actually went to the front and basically, apparently, I don't know, he kept ringing the doorbell or whatever, and then finally I realized, okay, I just got to answer the door because let's just get this over with or whatever the issue was. So he... I answered the door multiple minutes later, and he's standing there with the front desk or the concierge gentleman. So he had the gentleman from the front desk go 40 floors up and assist him because he wanted to tell me that I cannot put my trash out until a certain time. But he was attempting to convey that message, apparently in the native language, to my very attractive half-dressed girlfriend, yelling through the door, saying, ma'am, ma'am.
No, he was trying to convey it to you. You kept blowing him off. You decided you were too important that you didn't have to listen to this guy. And then when you couldn't understand him in Tagalog, instead of trying to communicate like a normal fucking human being would, in a country that is not their own country, in a country that speaks a different language, instead of being a fucking adult about the situation, or even saying, okay, hey, you know what? If you can only speak Tagalog, why don't you speak to him through the door? You don't have to flash him. You don't have to stand here in nothing. You can clearly stand behind the door without him seeing you and understand what he's trying to say. But no, you didn't want to do that. You wanted to be a child about it. So now he went down and got mommy and daddy and brought them up because you wanted to be a kid. He brought them up. He had to bring the concierge up to try and tell you what's going on.
And she was like, wanted no parts of this, or like turned her back and walked away, and I slammed the door.
Because that's how adults handle things. They just slam the door on people in a country where they're speaking a different language that you don't understand, and totally, oh, well, he must be trying to get with my girl, my very attractive girl. I can't believe you would even try to communicate with her when he tried to communicate with me and I blew him off. Dude, what a child.
Because in America, again, without going into detail, this would have gone much differently. And I mean, you could only imagine if I went to a Filipino guy's house and his wife is standing there half dressed and I'm saying through the door, ma'am, ma'am, imagine how that would go for me.
Uptown Parksuites is not someone's house. It is a condo. That is where you are staying. That is a shared space that the person was in. and you were clearly breaking rules. I don't know the rules there. Clearly they are that you need to put trash out at a certain time. I don't know. That's not the case in my building, but clearly it is there. But he's not walking up to someone's house and being like, hey, man, I'm trying to talk. Like, you're literally right there in a shared space. Like, your mental gymnastics are insane. And the fact that you're like, this would have went down way different. Like, oh, I'm a tough guy. I would have handled business right here. Dude, you're 47.
Or in America, you know, with a lot of people, imagine how that would go. So, needless to say, he told me that I need to bring my trash back in and that it cannot be out at this time. But, you know, he spoke perfect English. So it didn't seem to make any sense to me about why he needed to speak to my half-dressed, very attractive girlfriend through the door when I was standing right there. And, yeah.
Again, you blew this guy off. You could have stood there and tried to talk to him. You didn't. You wanted to act like a child. He didn't want the garbage sitting out there. Clearly, they're not coming by to pick up that trash. And he didn't want that sitting there. Now, when I lived in Cebu, they didn't really have that, and there were bugs in the place that I stayed. And I stayed in a pretty decent place in Cebu. But it didn't matter because they didn't collect the trash the way that they should have, and it sat. Some of them sat there, and there was bugs. And it caused bugs. So clearly they are on a schedule of picking up trash in your building, and you need to put it out at a certain time so it's not sitting out all day. And so you went, I bet you didn't put this in the video, but you went like a good little boy when mommy and daddy told you to go get your trash out of the trash room. You walked over there and you got your trash and you brought it back in. Good job. If you're going to act like a child, you should be treated like one.
So that was the little confrontation that I had today at my condo, and needless to say, it would have been different anywhere else. Look out for phone snatchers. Not in BGC, you'll probably be good, especially there's two cops standing here. But whenever you're holding your phone out like I just was and someone rides up, a lot of times it's someone on the back and they'll just snatch it right out of your hand. I saw it happen in front of Air Residences in Makati in October 2022. So even in BGC, I wouldn't even give you the opportunity. So anyways, long story short, that was crazy. Definitely threw me off. When I finally answered the door, he was standing there with the concierge who he made go 40 floors up.
Not who he made go 40 floors up, who you made, because you wanted to act like a child. You wanted to pretend that this guy is like thirsting after your... How many times are you going to say, by the way, that your girlfriend is just, oh, she's attractive. My very attractive girlfriend. My very attractive girlfriend. It's like you repeat it to like condition yourself to believe it. And like, oh, my very attractive girlfriend was standing there and nothing. And this guy was trying to talk to her. I had to defend her honor. Like, dude, what are you talking about? This dude was trying to convey a message to you. You were completely in the wrong here. You walked over, got your trash, brought it back in like the child that you are. You had to be made to do it because you couldn't just listen to the guy in the first place.
And he told me, sir, you can't have your garbage out right now, or something like that.
Or something like that? Did this even happen, Jasper? Is this either this happened and you're a total asshole, or this didn't happen, and it just shows how little creativity you have to come up with a story that is intriguing. Like, it's so weird that the way that you're kind of like, he kind of said this, or I guess I cracked the door. Like, it's like details that if this actually happened, wouldn't be you like, well, I guess this happened. Maybe he said this. Maybe I cracked the door. Like, no, like if this just happened, then this is, the actions in here wouldn't be like, well, I guess. It'd be like, I had the door still cracked because I walked in. I didn't close it all the way for some fucking reason because I'm not that smart. But like that's how this would be. Not like, well, I guess I didn't close the door. I guess he told me can't have trash out. I don't know. What do you mean you don't know? You're telling the story. Why are you second guessing yourself when you're telling the story?
But yeah, the whole thing was a little crazy. And all good, but I figured you guys would want to hear that story. It was definitely a bit of a shocker. You can let me know what you think in the comments. Am I overreacting? Was he out of line? Am I out of line? All that good stuff.
Yeah, you're overreacting. You're out of line. He was completely in the right here. He did literally nothing wrong. Not one thing wrong. So I don't know how you could possibly imagine this scenario in your head to where you were somehow the victim of this. And you know what? If your girlfriend, your very attractive girlfriend who totally exists, I'm sure she's wonderful, and I'm sure she's just as attractive as Mary Rose and Erica were. Oh, those baddies. If she exists and she actually wouldn't talk to this guy too, like what a keeper there. Oh, she seems really intelligent too. The fact that she couldn't answer and say, yeah, what's the problem? And the fact that she's like, oh, she didn't want to have anything to do with it. She turned around. Yeah, she sounds real smart. She sounds exactly about as smart of a girl that you would expect to end up with Jasper. That's this woman. That's how smart this girl is. So, I mean, you're both in the wrong. You both act like children. The worker, is 100% in the right. And I cannot imagine another scenario in which another stance on this where he is in the wrong.
Merry Christmas from Bonifacio Global City. Got the beautiful lights, a lot of police driving by, a lot going on, but either way, another day in paradise, no issue. I simply told the guy no problem, but he spoke perfect English, so it was odd that he needed to speak to my girl who doesn't even live there. But in the end, another day in paradise. Just got back from Boracay here in Bonifacio Global City. Like, comment, subscribe, share the video. I do consultations for $50 for the next week. After that, the price goes up to $90. Live streams weekdays at 9 a.m. And I have a members group for $5. The link is in all the live streams. Thank you to all my supporters. It's been a hell of a year. 14.4 million views. Over 30,000 subscribers gained. Onward and upward in 2024. Love you guys. Sana all.
Yeah, all of that is a complete waste. Don't waste your money on any of that. I think the biggest waste would be trying to pay this guy for a consultation on things that he has absolutely no idea what he's talking about. He's a complete fraud. This guy is a complete fake. He tries to act like an authority on subjects here. And you know what? So I finished this video. I have a few other things I want to say about some of the other videos that he's recently put out. Like I said, I haven't had time to sit here and edit through all of these ridiculous videos that he's putting out about, all the Filipinas. Basically, all he does is talk about relationships and basically dating Filipinas and what it's like. And so I want to kind of discuss that, but I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to make a separate video. It's probably not going to be edited with all the different videos that he's put out. He's put out several. It'll probably be a compilation of me compiling my thoughts on several of them that he's put out. But it's probably not going to be, this sort of him saying something, me reacting. I think I'm just going to give some overall thoughts. But I'm going to go ahead and stop this video here. And you can expect another video going over a lot of the content that Jasper has put out recently. I'll put that out here pretty soon. So thanks for watching, and be on the lookout for that next video to drop here pretty soon.